Once again, the mantra of never let a crisis go to waste has raised its ugly head. Everybody's arguing and complaining from, crisis actors to Russia bought the presidential election to, oh, Trump is Hitler, one of my personal favorites. Um, this time, however, AR-15s and bumpfire stocks are getting the brunt of the bad mouthing, so to speak. A couple quick points for you. AR-15s aren't assault rifles by definition. Sorry, they actually fire a pretty weak load in the 223 round, 5.56. Same for all purposes. A Remington 742 hunting rifle actually does the same thing and fires a more powerful round. Yeah, so there you go. So I guess you want to ban hunting rifles now. Well, good luck with that. The bumpfire stocks. I don't really see a purpose for them, but shall not be infringed. It's just that easy. There's there's no, well, you can infringe it sometimes. All this other stuff. No, it's shall not be infringed. The rights of the people shall not be infringed. There's more to it than that, but I'm on a timeline here. Got to go to work. You know how it is. Um, Couple other things I want to hit, man. Military style weapons. Okay, well, an AR-15 looks like a military M16 or an M4. I'll give you that. Okay. Does it act the same? No, it doesn't fire full auto. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. But if we're just going to argue about looks, well, what is it? Airsoft rifles. They look like M16s and M4s too. Gonna ban those too, I'd imagine, huh? Well, and there's the crowd that's always, well, the founding fathers didn't know that military style weapons would be in people's hands. Um, well, here's something to think about. When the Revolutionary War was fought, when everything was framed up, when the Second Amendment was written, all they had was military weapons, not style weapons, military weapons. The guns they used, the cannon they used, those were all in civilian hands. There was no army to get weapons from, to carry weapons. They were all civilians. Those were all civilian owned weapons, to include the warships. How about that? Points to ponder, huh? Now, so, you read a lot, and, well, we don't want to ban all the guns. We just want to ban the, I don't know, military style weapons, so to speak. Okay, okay. Well, if you ban one thing, it's basically a death of a thousand cuts. We've already done that several different ways, several different times. And each time we incrementally, ooh, big word, incrementally lose more rights or pieces of our rights. And that's going to end up with basically not having any rights at all. The Second Amendment was put in place basically to defend against a tyrannical government. That is it. Well, does that hold true anymore? I don't know. I'm not going to test it. I don't recommend anybody else test it, but that's what it was for. It was also for defense, personal defense, defense of you, your property, your friends, your family, all that. Let's say by some miracle you get in an assault ban. You can ban these military style weapons. Well, you know what's going to happen? The criminals, who are criminals by definition, will not turn in their military style weapons. They will keep them. You are now defending yourself against an AR 15 or an AK 47 with whatever you have left us, maybe a shotgun or, oh, like Joe Biden just fired into the air. Let's see how that works. Incidentally, don't do that because the dude who did take Joe Biden's advice went to jail for it. So don't just fire it into the air. Uh, the point being, you don't want to be outgunned if you're going to defend yourself. Sorry, that's just how it is. Cat's out the bag, genie's out the bottle. It's never going back in. I mean, we can get guns from Mexico just as easily as we give guns to Mexico. Look how easy the last administration did it. Yeah, I didn't think I knew about that, huh? I did, yes, I did. Now here's the last thing to think about. We're not taking all your guns. Okay, whatever. We don't want to take away your rights. We don't want to take your hunting rifles. I'm playing devil's advocate here. Okay, I believe you. I'll give you a couple. Get rid of the so-called assault weapons. Get rid of semi-automatic weapons, get rid of anything over a 22. Well, let's say we get rid of everything but a musket. Well, you can't possibly have a pain in the butt if you get rid of everything but muskets. Everybody will sing kumbaya and come together, and that's all we want is just to get rid of everything but muskets. Right? 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 No. Elk Grove, California recently was going to have a Revolutionary War reenactment. They had muskets. They were going to go reenact a battle in the Revolutionary War. Cool. Everybody can get into that, right? Nope. No. They considered the muskets rather, firearms. So they told them they could not have their reenactment. They could not be on any kind of public property in the town because of their firearms. The powers that be suggested they use sticks instead. So there you go. It's not about what type of gun. It's just about guns in general. And in fact, a musket's not even considered a firearm by the federal government. You don't have to have a license. You don't have to have a background check to buy a musket. It's just a club in their eyes. Actually, you probably get in more trouble walking around with a club than you would a musket. Unless you're in Elk Grove, California, then you get rid of all your rights. And there you go. So there's just a couple points to ponder. It's early here. I'm barely awake. I've got to go to work in a little bit, so I got to take a shower. My hair's all messed up. See, my hair's messed up. But I wanted to, let y'all know my feelings on this, and maybe give you some things to think about. But bottom line is, when these things happen, everybody wants to go, let's do this. No, think about it. Think about what's going on. No matter what crowd you're in, if you lose some rights, you're on the way to losing all your rights.